Alright, so this is an idea that I've had on my mind for a bit where when I go to a tournament, I'll just come home and talk about it a bit. Kind of like a review or a wrap up. It's going to be kind of rough because I don't know exactly what I want to do with this yet. And that's to the point of where this is actually patch 1.3 of this video. The original 1.1 and 1.2 all have been they have been nuked from existence. As far as I can do, it probably isn't the best because it made it to the internet. But let's just say crack kills. Hopefully this one will be Mag Negro approved. But anyways, so I went to Gwinnett Brawl for the fighting game tournament, the fighting game side of it. That is, it was 2 days ago from now. It was on the 31st, on a Saturday. And let's just go over some things that happened. I did wind up doing a lot of commentary, so I didn't get to sit and watch as much as I typically do. But, I mean, that happens. It should be no surprise. I didn't see any of Rev. Bafo winning doesn't surprise me at all. The tank getting second doesn't surprise me in the context of who's here, but it's kind of funny because it didn't dawn on me that he was there to enter Rev. I hope this pops up where I need it to pop up. All right, that's good enough. It didn't dawn on me that he was there to enter Rev. One, because I saw him sitting and talking with Kuro and a bunch of people about Soul Calibur, but also because the tank spent like 30 minutes or so giving me the Southeast serious anime Discord. It's basically some fallout from some lulls at the beginning of the year where there was another Discord made that was supposed to be for like tournament posting, serious discussions about stuff, and it effectively just turned into a Gundam Discord. So, Gundam Versus specifically. So yeah, he gave that to me. Yeah, Tank got second. NCW, Neil, he's a newer guy in the community. He's from Fayetteville, if I understand correctly. But he goes down, or I guess comes down is what I would technically say, comes down to Macon often and hangs with the Reboot crew. Plays a lot of games with them. He's a pretty competent player. And so yeah, he got third in Guilty Gear, which sounds about right. What else happened? This game. So, all of my bias, all of everything I would typically say aside, because it ain't about that. For all intents and purposes, I didn't watch Undernight, which that should be understood. I will say that Bafflejig did tell me that he had some pretty hilarious moments with Scrot in grand finals. Something I'll probably go back and look at later today. But beyond that, this looks very standard issue to me. Bafflejig winning, Scrot getting second. I don't know who Mouse is. I don't know them at all. All right. Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 6. Where is this? Where is this? Yeah. This is effectively the entire tournament right here. So you got Nova Star. Let me make sure this is the right Nova. Yeah, Nova Star. I did this last time when I did the other versions of this. Like, I kept calling them all the other Novas because there's like 3 Novas in the Soul Calibur community. Not specifically in Georgia, but just in Soul Calibur in general. So Nova Star got first. The Lord over here. The Lord. Sword Lord was second place. Kuro, he got third, not living up to his name, because, Kuroshi, that's like 4. And this guy over here lurking in the cut, the tank, he got 4th. It wasn't streamed. I didn't see any of it. It happened. There's a good amount of time where Kuro was showing a bunch of people, DBJ, Lau, the tank, showing a bunch of Cassandra stuff. That was pretty fun. What else happened? BB Tag. Now, if you look at the results of this shouldn't be a surprise because there's a standard permutation of this. If Fame is at a tournament for BB Tag in this state, he's more than likely going to win. And when I say more than likely, it's like, I'd say 85% of the time. And I want to say the only real contest of that is if Tectil's there. Tectil is not here. So Fame, yeah, it's pretty standard for him. Lau getting second. Lau got second. He got third at the last GB. And he got second at Final Flash. Second or third at Final Flash. But he's been doing pretty good lately. So no surprise to see him second. C50P. It's a name I see around. I can't put a face to it, but he got third. I guess I should point out that I didn't see him because this entire tournament was actually a round robin. So even though it was streamed, the entire tournament was not on the stream. And in fact, the last few matches, which I think were deciding matches, were not on stream. So I didn't see any of C50P. It was nice to see Zagersek. He comes around every once in a while. He was doing pretty good. Scrot down here at the bottom. I not playing favorites, but I have to credit this to he probably cares a lot more about Dragon Ball than BB Tag. That's what he says a good bit. I mean, I don't know his practice regimen or anything like that, but this is one of the more surprising things of the entire event, but I find good reason for it. And I was supposed to do this in the meantime. I'm bad at this. Bam! It's a picture of Fame and Zagersek. I think this was actually casuals at this point. I just happened to walk by and see him, and I was like, let me take a picture of it. Tasty Coke. Moving on. I'm skipping this game for a reason. Tekken. I did a little Tekken commentary on Pokechop stream. It was a very little bit. It was like a match and a half. But other than that, I was kind of busy commentating a brunt of games that I actually know. I say that because that's why I kind of avoid Tekken to some degree. I need to actually sit down and learn that game. Like, I know 3D fundamentals, and I could get by with a good amount of, like, 3D, or fundamental 3D commentary, but I don't like doing that. So, it's kind of why I try to walk away from Tekken when I can, but we need to fix that. Anyways, huge standard permutation for this. Rule number one, if Anakin is at the tournament, he probably wins. I don't even say probably. It's like he wins. But he doesn't come out to local stuff very often. And in fact, he's at Summer Jam right now. All right? So step two, if Speed Kicks is at the tournament, he's very liable to win. Like, he wins out more often than not over Porkchop. It's possible for Porkchop to win it. He's done it quite a few times. But, like, I want to say it's 60-40? 65-35 maybe? Don't quote me on that. I don't keep up with enough Tekken. But at least standard permutation number 3. I keep saying standard permutation. I got to see if that's really what I mean or if I'm just making up jive to say here. If Pokechop is here and Anakin nor Speed Kicks is there, Pokechop is very liable to win the tournament. Now, there are a handful of people that have beaten him recently. Turkeezy. I want to say Dez did it. I could be wrong. But I know Turk did it at 404 last week. So, Pokechop does not win for free, but he does win fairly often. Had Datman Geo, holding down second, Mr. Swole Body. And Rel, he was pretty much the full match that I commentated. Him versus Hannibal. Makes sense for him to be third. The Claudio of Georgia, from what I see and understand. I can't really say too much about the rest of this, because even though I look at a decent amount of Tekken in state, it's really in passing. So I'm not up to snuff on like who should be where. I will say that Hands on Sight being fourth makes a lot of sense in my mind, because he's a name I hear very often, and I've heard him for I want to say over a year. He really came out in my mind at DreamHack last year, DreamHack Atlanta. He had like top 8 or something like that. I want to say he beat Pork Chop then. I don't remember, but I know he did really well there. And it's a name that's just kind of stuck out in my mind since then. Steve Flair. He's been playing a few other characters at the, what is it called? Marietta Heist. But he's known for his Steve. Alright. Moving on. Dragon Ball. Alright. There's an unwritten rule. If it's Dragon Ball at GB, I don't pay attention to it. It's a running joke from the second month that Dragon Ball was at GB. And it's something that I guess everybody seems to forget, except for me, but I mean, yeah, I ain't paying attention to Dragon Ball there. But the big rule, if Jazz is there, he's winning. Like, I don't think this has changed very often. Like, I think this is like 90%. It might even be more. But generally, if I see Dragon Ball and Jazz in this state, he's winning it. Scrot getting second makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense, since that's what he puts a lot of his effort into. And Data Bits, I gotta ask him about this. This is Chewy. Getting third, yeah, that sounds like what he should. I don't know any of these people down here, so I don't know. Well, I know Neil. I didn't even know he played. I didn't even point this out on the original or any of the other versions of this, but yeah, he doesn't seem like much of a Dragon Ball player, from what I think. Anyways, Bites third, Bits Bites, that seems reasonable. Where is this? This way. I'll give you a rundown of all these later. Don't worry about it. Again, this is just the raw version, 1.3. So I wanted to keep this as close to the original as possible. And yeah, this is what I was doing on the original, just skirting around for pictures. So it's a work in progress. It's a whip. But yeah, this is a little snap I had of the Dragon Ball crew. I think this is before they started playing. Yeah, I don't know who these three guys are at all. I don't have a clue. That's Bites, Bitch, Chewy, whichever he wants to go through now, with his Ahoge shirt that he wears at every freaking turn. If you don't have like 3 of those things, kind of sus. And Jazz Rap just chilling. Chilling as always. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's in this interesting place in this state, and it's always been in an interesting place. First and foremost, these numbers are deceptive. Like, if you are the typical tournament goer in Georgia, you look at these numbers and you're like, oh, nobody in this state plays Mortal Kombat. Like, there's only 4 people at the monthly. Mortal Kombat has always been one of those games where the GA NRS community, no matter who's in it, they're kind of their own entity. Kind of like Smash is, where there's a good number of people in there, but they tend to populate a series of events that aren't the mainstays. So while this is reasonable for a GB monthly, or this is status quo for a GB monthly, this isn't the norm for Mortal Kombat. Like, they typically wind up at They generally have more at +2, but I've been seeing a good number of them going to 404. And all of this is still on top of the fact that Dragon Con was this weekend. I don't know if anybody went there for Mortal Kombat. Past all of that, and even with not seeing anything, and this wasn't streamed, I can tell you that there are a lot of people interested in this primetime guy. I don't know anything about him. I'm actually going to go... I might lurk on a stream a bit to see what's up, but apparently there's been a lot of talks of him, and there were some people at GB that were saying they wanted to see him play, because apparently he's like the truth, or like next in line to be the truth. I biasly assume that Trey Pound kind of takes a majority of what he goes to in state, which I've seen him win a good bit, but I want to say this is one of the people that takes his head every now and then. So it was there was a little bit of Mortal Kombat there, and prime time was in his prime time. That's the best I got. Trying to get unhooked over here. All right. This is where I spent a majority of the time, what I generally commentate the most. Excuse me, doing coughing and everything. So, Street Fighter V in Georgia. This is how it goes. If Neon and Terrence are at a tournament, that's your grand finals. Like, people put bounties, or have been putting bounties to try to break that up, and it rarely happens. It rarely happens. If one of them is not there, the other one probably won the tournament. There was no Terrence there. Therefore, Neon pretty convincingly won. Shin Phoenix getting second. Given who all filled in the rest of the tournament, this isn't a surprise, but it's not something we see often because of some of the people who are missing. Those being Terrence, Jesus wasn't there. Jesus was at Dragon Con, and I'm assuming he mopped that up pretty freely, especially with the way he was going on about on Twitter about his weekend. He seemed in a really high spirit, so wasn't worried about no Street Fighter. Denson was not here, Densetsu. So those are a lot of people that generally stand in the way of Shin Phoenix, and without them there, I could easily understand him getting second place. Milo getting third, same thing. Without a lot of the usual suspects to be bumps for him, he in the upper epsilon in like that third category of people that I think about. So his top three makes sense. And I kind of want to gloss over this. This was an interesting point to me. And I guess the Shadow Weights as well, since he did commentary with me. Absolute Chaos. This is an Abigail player that I don't know how frequently he shows up to events. Like, I have to be honest with that. Because he normally doesn't place well. But every once in a while, like once in a blue moon, like he just gets on a tear. And he winds up on stream. He winds up in the top 8. It's a head turner. He's a head turner. And so this is one of his times where it's like absolute chaos. I have to remember who he is, dig deep down in my brain. And I've seen him a few times. I've seen him at Red Bulls. I want to say I've seen him at DreamHack. I can't say that for fact, but I know he's been around for a while. So him creeping up in the 5th, pretty good. Pretty good. That was the good old Street Fighter. I'll go back to that when I go through the album. But this game. Oh, this game. Samurai Showdown. So, Painbot won. This shouldn't really be a surprise because from everything that I can think of, for all the tournaments that I can think of, I want to say Painbot's only lost one. And that was last month's GB, which Milo won. Painbot won Southern Fried Gaming Expo. He won Auburn Lanes, whatever that tournament's called. I don't freaking remember. Something else he won. I can't remember, but he is claimed to be the best Sam Show player in the state, and he's been doing pretty well to live up to his own hype. But the big talk is his second and third place right here. Because when Paintbot says that he's first, he says that Bates is second. And to have Nexonitis here in the middle for the Grands, that was a fairly monumental upset. That's the PC way to put it. And it's the PC way to put it because, from what I understand, Bates was so mad that the Peanut Gallery... I'm mad I don't have these pictures together. Where's this picture? I should have actually ordered these. Where is this picture? Here we go. The Peanut Gallery says that man gonna go back to Street Fighter V. Peanut Gallery being Shadow Ace, Musa, and Knowledge be tripping and playing Under Night. Anyways. But yeah, this is a picture like somewhere in the middle of the first set of grand finals. And I say somewhere in the middle of the first set because, yeah, the bracket actually got reset. And as it got reset, more people started rolling through. I think this one, yeah, even more people started rolling through, bringing the noise. And yeah, that turned into the highlight of the entire event. Totally worth going back and watching. I did some commentary on it. Milo and the Tank were doing it in the beginning, and then Milo had to get up and get a phone call while I happened to be walking by. So they threw me in the mix. I was planning to do it anyways, but I got caught up in tech and stuff happens. Like, busy schedule over at GB. But yeah, that was easily the main event of the entire tournament. Everybody wanted Paintbot to lose. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I guess I should bring this back and kind of take it to the top. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Take it to the top and just walk through the gallery real quick. Because there's a couple of quote unquote exhibitions, if you will, money matches that happened. I'll get to them as I go through. But yeah, just good old shot of the entrance of Wasteland Games, where Gwinnett Brawl has been for quite a long time now. Like 2 years, 3 years. It's been a minute. And this is the first thing I walked into. Bites and DTWU doing their $50 money match. It did not end well. It did not end well for Bites. I was going to say for one of them, but I remembered I had a picture of who won. This clearly isn't it. It's a picture of General Reaction and Jazz Rap doing some, giving the lore, witnessing the murder, if you will. Yeah. Payday. DTWU was so happy that weekend. Between that, it's getting to play Marvel, because that's like the flagship game of GB. Even though they don't have tournaments for it, you always find somebody playing Marvel there. But between that and his football weekend, because he was watching a whole bunch of games. He's always watching sports. He was happy about, what was it, Georgia State and Tennessee. That was an interesting little tale. Has nothing to do with fighting games, but it has to do with DTWU. So he had a good weekend. The Tank giving me Discord. This is the GB squad, most of the GB squad. DTWU over here, 645 Patrick chilling. I don't know who this guy is because he's not a GB guy. He had a 404 shirt on, but he got to sit at the cool kids table, so he got to be in the picture. And Big Walter. And you can kind of see Moose in the back. So that's like the entire GB crew. Or most of the GB crew. I still don't remember the context of this picture. It was just a good picture. Laughing and having a good time with Bates. What else we got? Soul Calibur pictures. Still can't believe this guy showed up. Says he's chilling until it's time for him to move on. This is another money match that happened in Marvel. There was a lot of free time on stream this weekend because not a lot of people were there. Some people were at Dragon Con. Not a lot of people were there because it was Labor Day weekend. So, there was some free time because people were getting blown up. So, before Tekken really kicked off, Poke Chop said that he wanted to come play some Marvel. And Bite stepped up to the plate. It was amusing to watch. It was not the cleanest Marvel, I'll say it. It was not the cleanest Marvel, but it had its ups and downs. So Dragon Ball crew, part of the Make and Reboot crew, Big Boss DP, and Sir Retro. Have Milo, or rather the back of Milo. I guess I have to say 404 Milo now since he has a 404 jersey, 404 shirt. Let me stop fluffing it and be real. But I mean, he still got a name on a shirt. Joel, Shin Phoenix, Reboot Jeshua. Also, I guess I have to say Broken Alliance. I think he's still on Broken Alliance, or part of Broken Alliance rather. And I think this is the only picture I have. That's 404 Final Boss in the back. One of the head honchos of 404. One of the big guys on the social media. Does really well. Tongue twisters. Does really well to keep the shop in order, from what I understand. I don't even have to understand it. It's a fact. You see it every week. Sam Show Grand Finals, Musa and Shadow Ace just chilling. Couple pictures of them. Some Sam Show commentary for the Grand Finals. Jazz and whoever this is. I'm assuming they're playing Dragon Ball. It's either Dragon Ball or Sam Show, but not even with Dragon Ball right here. I'm just assuming this was Dragon Ball if I remember correctly. And then Baffle Jig and DBJ. I would have to guess they're playing. Logic tells me that they're playing Rev, but they could have been playing Under Night. Because DBJ plays some Under Night. Natural Born Killers. I just realized. Okay, I've looked at this picture like 3 or 4 times. I realized I done caught this man. This is blackmail footage right here. The man over here about to play some Street Fighter. Oh, Lord. A not good picture. Because I was looking to take this picture, but I just kind of snapped it in passing. I did a lot of that. The whole try to get a bunch of them and take the good one out. But I haven't really gotten to the process of screening the pictures yet, which is ultimately why we're on version 1.3. Speaking of funny pictures, though, not good pictures. You got this squad over here, the French bread gang. The Back Alley Alliance. Oh, man, I just thought of that. That's good. So you got that guy. Yeah, that guy. You got Butterfree, Scrot. You got Under Night. You got Dengeki. You got Melty. He used to be Melty, but he literally got killed by this guy and got his title taken. And these 3 are over here playing Dengeki. Yeah, man. Apparently the story is Butterfree was teaching that guy and Scrot some Dengeki for CEO Taku, which totally checks out. Couple of pictures watching the Sam Show Grand Finals. This was in the Sam Show Grand Finals. I don't know why I took this picture. Because I don't know. I talked to this guy before. I can't remember his tag. That's Final Boss right there. But I can't tell you anybody else in this picture, I think. I know they're playing Tekken. So this is a Tekken picture. But I kind of don't know why I took it. It's there, though. Sam Show, Faux Show, and this. I'm not going to play the video because I already have it on YouTube at this point. I have it on YouTube. I have it on, I think I do have it on my Twitter. I have it on the Instagram. God, I hate Instagram. But the gist of this is Dr. Eek. Tekken player, one of the big commentators in the state. Commentates mainly Tekken, Street Fighter. Actually, Tekken and Street Fighter, that's really about it. But he has been getting big into streaming lately, right? And he is playing Final Fantasy VII because he's never played a Final Fantasy. Figured now would be a good time to try one because of the remake, blah, blah. Yes, he knows a bit of the plot because it's 2019. No way you can exist on the internet and not know what happened. But he didn't know that it would happen so soon. So about 2 weeks after the fact, I'm sitting at work. And I go to the Yeti every morning. And the Yeti is a site that they have two gaming shirts up per day. And you have 24 hours to buy it, right? I saw this shirt. And I burst out laughing. It was to the point of where people in the office came running in to my room. Well, it's not my personal office room, but like in the room I'm in. Like everybody thought something was wrong with me. Cause I was just, out of nowhere, just hysterical laughter. Because I saw this shirt. And the only thing that crossed my mind was I had to get one for Eek. Too good. Too good. Yeah, and that's the first picture I took of him opening the bag I gave him to him in. I think that was actually a preview of the video, but yeah, if you want the video, if you want the play-by-play, you're gonna have to go check out another VOD. I might link it when I figure that out. This is Neon Joel Shin Phoenix. Warming up for some Street Fighter. Some in ways different than others. Till we post up. And Milo, and I don't know who this is. They're playing Sam Show. I'm pretty sure they're playing Sam Show. And this is the Geo pic I had earlier. Another picture of Big Boss DP and Retro. This is Takanoko. Street Fighter player. He's part of the I call it the GB Weekly crew. Back when GB did weeklies, it was Takanoko, Alex, and Ambient 19. I don't know if they literally hang together, but that's where I first started seeing the three of them, and so that's what I equate them to. He just got back from Japan. From Nippon. And this was a pic of Pork Chop's Tekken setup, yeah. Rel playing. I don't know who this guy is. I can't tell if it's Mr. 96 or not. I don't think it is. But I can tell you that's Rel. Pork Chop over here chilling. Kari and McPanther doing the commentary. Excuse me. That was Tekken. These guys. You hit the 2-frame on them. Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Shadow Ace and Dragon Ball, DBJ. And then Shadow Ace, this guy. So he said that he had a reward for whoever won Street Fighter. Like it wasn't going to be Neon, right? I'm pretty sure this dude just gave him a Domino's card. And yeah, that's the end of it. That's the skinny. That's what went down at bring it back at Gwinnett Brawl the August month. So yeah, I'm trying to do these whenever I go to like a decent sized tournament, like monthlies, weeklies that I don't typically go to, which I mean would technically be everything. I don't usually go to weeklies, but yeah, we'll see where this goes. Until next time, though, be easy.